In the records of our family's history, one remarkable chapter is dedicated to Shamanna, the second son of Nayak Kashipataya, who was born in June 1819 during the Pramadi Samvatsara, Jyeshta Masa, Shuddha Bidige of the Hindu calendar. His life's journey is a testimony to his deep-rooted connection with tradition and spirituality. Shamanna's early years were marked by a profound education. He was well versed in the Vedas and other scriptures, a notable achievement for the times. His father, Nayak Kashipataya, held significant influence within the Maharaja's palace, a position that could have easily secured a royal post for Shamanna. However, Shamanna chose a different path. He opted to remain in the village, dedicating himself to managing the family's inherited assets and agricultural endeavors. His heart inclined towards religious and ritualistic pursuits, a calling that would shape his future in the extraordinary ways. Throughout his life, Shamanna's educational background remained exceptional. He demonstrated a profound understanding of the Vedas and other sacred scriptures, a testament to his dedication to traditional knowledge. However, it was his deep connection to spiritual and ritualistic activities that set him on a unique path. Although he could have secured a prestigious position within the Maharaja's palace, Shamanna chose to remain in the village, managing the family's inherited assets and engaging in agricultural pursuits. In time, his spiritual inclinations became even more pronounced, leading him to develop a strong desire to perform two yagnas, the Agnishta Homa and the Poundarika Mahayagna. These were no ordinary undertakings, but rather significant milestones in his life and the history of the family. Shamanna's journey towards these remarkable yagnas began with the persistent longing in his heart. In September 1847, he expressed his strong desire to perform the Agnishta Homa to his father, Nayak Kashipataya. The initial response from his father was hesitant, as such grand yagnas were considered beyond the reach of individuals like them. Yet, Shamanna's persistence reached a point where he even threatened to leave his home for a pilgrimage to Kashi. His determination ultimately compelled Nayak Kashipataya to reconsider and take his son's aspirations seriously. Shamanna set in motion the planning process for the Agnishta Homa. However, Nayak Kashipataya was unable to remain passive in the face of such a colossal endeavor. He realized that achieving such a feat would require not only determination, but also the blessings, consent, and support of the Maharaja himself. Consequently, he wrote to Shamanna requesting his presence in Mysuru. In December 1847, Shamanna travelled to Mysuru, and Nayak Kashipataya informed the Maharaja about his son's profound desire to perform the Agnishta Homa. The Maharaja, displaying a noble spirit, encouraged Shamanna and expressed his support for the grand undertaking. One evening, during a Shiva Puja, in the presence of Vedic scholars, Pandits, and Ashtana Vidwans, and many other prominent individuals, Nayak Kashipataya introduced Shamanna to the royal presence. The Maharaja, recognizing the depth of Shamanna's knowledge, was pleased. Shamanna recited verses, puja mantras, and shlokas on Goddess Chamundeshwari. The Maharaja's appreciation and blessings were profound. He graciously offered Shamanna customary gifts, including a pair of dhotis and shawl. All the prominent persons present at the event praised Shamanna for his dedication and determination. Returning to the village, Shamanna sought the advice of an astrologer in Mysuru regarding his intentions to perform the Agnishta Homa. The astrologer's response was affirmative, further solidifying Shamanna's resolve. Back in the village, he earnestly initiated all preparations for the yagna. Nayak Kashipataya made a significant financial contribution of Rs 750, a substantial amount in those days to support his son's endeavor. The auspicious date for the Agnishta Homa was set for early April 1848. The preparations involved preliminary rituals like Adhana, Kushmanda, Ganahoma, and many more. The Agnishta Homa was performed for 8 days, with many learned scholars, invitees, and thousands of members of the general public in attendance. In the months following the main sacrifice, other mandatory rituals such as Varshapashu, Kule Savitri Chayana, and Kundalayi Steve were conducted. Later, in November of the same year, Nakshatri Steve was performed for 40 days, observed with various restrictions and daily feasts for guests at home. Closely following the successful completion of the Agnishta Homa, Shamanna experienced another extraordinary dream. In this dream, Shamanna witnessed 4 sacrificial fires burning brightly at the 4 corners of his house, named Garhapatya, Havaniya, Dakshinagni, and Uttaravedi. In the middle, a group of glowing divine forms appeared and conveyed their pleasure with Shamanna's devotion. They conveyed that he would attain all the good in the heavens and instructed him to perform the Poundarika Mahayagna, a 41-day long sacrifice that would lead to salvation. Shamanna, humbled by this divine vision, responded, asking how he could find the resources to undertake such a colossal venture. He awoke from the dream, dazed and speechless, yet determined to fulfill this sacred mission. The following night, another dream unfolded where a bright Brahmin appeared, assuring Shamanna not to worry about the resources. This divine figure directed Shamanna to seek out a certain person in the northwest direction who would provide the necessary resources for the yagna. With this guidance, the holy person vanished and the dream ended. Upon awakening, Shamanna sought the advice of Yajamana Rayappa in the village, who mentioned a certain Venkategowda from Uragali village. Despite Venkategowda's reputation for being conservative, Shamanna, Yajamana Rayappa, and other close associates in the village decided to approach him. The next day, a group of elders embarked on a journey to visit Venkategowda in Uragali. They proposed the plan for the grand sacrifice and requested his patronage, including financial support and the supply of grains and materials. After extended discussions and a return visit by Venkategowda and his associates to Devarayasamudra, they agreed to offer their support. The auspicious date for the Poundarika Mahayagna was fixed for April 1849, just a year after the Agnishta Homa. The news of Shamanna's detailed letter to his father Kashi contained all these extraordinary details. As one would expect, Kashi was left speechless and dazed, but he sought the guidance from elders and the Maharaja. The grandeur of performing a sacrifice for 41 days, some 160 years ago, was an extraordinary feat. It required meticulous planning, preparation, and execution, at a time when modern facilities and conveniences were absent. Shamanna's dream and determination had set in motion an endeavor of remarkable proportions. The entire community played a pivotal role in the spiritual quest. Uragali Venkategowda and his people offered financial and material assistance, while the community members provided wholehearted support and voluntary services. Kashi meticulously recorded the proceedings of this sacrifice, capturing the essence of this grand endeavor. The Poundarika Mahayagna was performed with great splendor, lasting 41 days. Each day, an increasing number of invitees and the general public were fed bounteous meals. From an initial attendance of 500 visitors per day, the number swelled to as much as 6,000 visitors per day towards the end of the yagna. Preparing food for so many individuals was a monumental task requiring meticulous organization. The rituals began with the first 6 days being conducted at home. Afterward, they entered the Yagashala, the main altar prepared for the yagna, located near the Topu well, southeast of the village. On the successful completion of the sacrifice, Panchagni was brought back home and a procession visited the temples accompanied by Nadaswaram. The Agnikaryas and Homas were performed daily. Kashipataya meticulously recorded the names of prominent Vedic scholars, priests, and individuals who were well versed in the various procedures and participated in the conduct of the entire sacrifice. Sri Subramanya Shastri, the son of Tirupattur Nanjunda Dikshitar, who was conversant with the conduct of Poundarika Yaga, Abbu Shastri and his brother Sitarama Shastri, along with their families, Tirupattur Nanjunda Upadhyay and his son Narayan Shastri, along with their family, Kaveri Patnam Venkatrama Shastri, Mahasamaga Venkatraya, Vidyapati Shastri, Ramu Shastri, and Venkatasubu Dikshitar from Mulundrum, who assisted Venkatraya, Taramangala Anna Shastri, well versed in the procedures and rituals of sacrifices like Garuda Chayana, Poundarika, and Vajapeya, Ranga Subbarayappa and Taili Subbaya from our community, Holali Subba Shastri and his associates, Sri Swamiji of Avani Mutt, Mamalediyar of Mulabagilu, and other prominent invitees also attended the proceedings. Upon the completion of all the rituals, the people of the community and all those who witnessed the sacrifice heaped praises on Kashipataya, Shamana, and his family members for conducting such a holy and grand event, showering them with blessings. Shamana was formally conferred the title of Eeshwara Poundarika Dikshitar, a recognition of his exceptional dedication to spirituality and his extraordinary achievements in performing these yagnas. His legacy continues to be a source of pride and inspiration for our family, a testament to the profound spiritual traditions that have shaped our history. Today, in the village of Devarayasamudra, the sacred place where the Poundarika Yaga and the Agnishta Homa were performed still exists. The place where this extraordinary yagna was conducted has been preserved and diligently maintained by the dedicated descendants of Eeshwara Poundarika Dikshitar. This hallowed ground stands as a symbol of their unwavering commitment to preserving their family's spiritual heritage and the traditions that have been passed down through generations. It stands as a living testament to the spiritual heritage of the family, a place where the echoes of those grand rituals and the devotion of the past continue to resonate.